Hey, welcome to Outdoor Quest TV. I'm Vanessa Harrop. Now, many of you may have noticed that over the last few years, we've been wearing Stoney Creek clothing exclusively. We discovered Stoney Creek back a few years ago hunting in New Zealand, and we were not only blown away by their quality and their value, but also by their innovations. Take, for instance, this binocular pocket. It's in most of their jackets, and you don't have to wear a harness. You just put the binos in there and walk away, pull them out when you need them. The great thing about Stoney Creek, though, is that they double purpose things. So I can take my mountain house while it's hydrating, stuff it into the pocket, zip it up, and while it's keeping the food warm, it's also keeping me warm in these cold temperatures. Absolutely great innovation. Now, on this week's episode, we're going on a traditional Kiwi hunt on the North Island of New Zealand, and we're going to be learning some original deer culling techniques with the crew from Stoney Creek, including the president, Brent McConnell. Now, this isn't some big faceless corporation. This is a group of dedicated hunters with a passion for what they do. We hope you enjoy the hunt as much as we did.
Well, Brent, we had a bit of a journey up here last night, but it's pretty early here this morning, about 6:30, so we're gonna go out and what are we gonna do?
We've made our way and there's no lights anywhere, is there?
No.
So we're right in the middle of it. We've got a little bit of wind coming this way, so I think what we'll do, TJ, is we'll just work our way over, just work our way into wind. What do they say? They say you're better to stumble into wind than sneak downwind.
Okay, sounds good.
So we'll work our way just into wind, and then as the light comes up, see if any deer are poking their noses out.
Okay, so kind of
plan.
Fallow deer, I guess, is the main one on the menu here, but there's goats and pigs and red deer.
There's everything, yeah. When we've come in here, you can see that there's been a lot of pig rooting right up to the hut.
Mm-hmm.
So you could easily just walk out there and a 200-pound boar sitting over the ridge.
Cool. Well,
so just get into them.
Let's go for a walk.
Let's do it.
Where's it? Oh, I was trying to get it. That dog's just indicated before, just as we're coming off the drag, so we'll just keep your eyes open here. Two looks like two little bucks, little spikers. I'll have a quick look and give you an idea of what distance they are, but just over the top of that little gorse bush on across the valley, okay? Just grazing with their heads down. $162 yards. Just body crawl up to that. See that little bit of gorse? Yeah. Spiky? If you're up to the left of it, okay, straight across, you'll see them, okay? But just body crawl, because remember, there could be others in the bush just around it. Okay. I'll stay back, because I don't want to ruin the opportunity. Okay? Just be real low. Stay real low.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Zeiss, we make it visible. Defense Aerosols, bear spray, for when your life depends on it. Closed captioning brought to you by BOWTECH. Discover the world's greatest bows, including the all-new Realm, BOWTECH's newest smart bow.
Well done.
First bud in New Zealand. Thank you so much.
Well done.
Awesome.
So the last part of the Kiwi story, tradition,
Okay.
yeah, so we're trying to stick to the more traditional type hunting for this part, and it's called pikau style,
Okay.
which is basically a backpack,
Made out of.
but it's a deer. Okay. And so quite often, because as you've seen, we've come a long way in, so what happens is that you can, to get your meat out, because obviously we like to take everything, as much as we can, you carry it out. That's a beautiful little deer. So don't go too much, just nip that there without catching the stomach. Nice. So if you cut in here, what you tend to do is you cut in there, your knife's quite a bit shorter, but if you cut in there and you go in there like that on a 45, that'll bleed them normally. And you've obviously got your trachea and your wisdom. So you can go right back in through into the top of
The chest?
the chest or on the top end of the diaphragm.
Yeah.
So in the old meat hunting days, you always have to leave, they call it the pluck.
Okay.
So you'd always have to leave the diaphragm in, which held the lungs and the heart and everything. So all the meat hunters, and like my granddad was a deer culler, so he used to have to carry out the animal with the pluck in, because what would happen then is that they would then get to test it to show that it didn't have any tuberculosis or any other diseases, and it was good for health, for human consumption.
Right.
And then it would get sold. And the other reason is that the pluck always had to be attached to the deer.
Really?
So guys were actually carrying out of the bush animals that were sometimes 5-10 kilos heavier because they were big red stags and all the lungs and all the other stuff, and they had to carry it out to get it tested to be able to sell their meat.
Wow.
So another really interesting thing with meat hunting is that because of the catchment areas and the farming, and obviously in the 1800s they started the farming in New Zealand and all that, traditionally you always leave the ears on the carcass. Yep. So you cut through here and down here, because we'll take the head off. Okay. Okay. So part of traditional meat culling was you had to have the pluck in, so the heart, lungs and liver, and the ears, so that you could see that it wasn't a farmed animal.
Oh, okay, right. So it's not tattooed.
Yeah,
or tagged,
it wasn't tattooed or tagged, and then that was a genuine feral New Zealand wild animal, and then you could sell it. Right, so you put a little slot in here. Okay. Not too big, just a little slot that the front leg's going to go through. Oh, a bit bigger than that, about, just so you can get the hoof through. Yep, and on the other side. There's a sinew running down the back of this leg here. Right. So you want to put your knife in against the back of the shin bone. Yep, so that's it there.
Okay, I see.
Right. See that? And then you cut the front of the
kneecap?
The kneecap. So that sinew holds all the weight. Okay. The reason you leave that in is so that it doesn't fall out. So when you push it through,
Do we have to empty the blood out?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that last, Vanessa. Don't worry. We wouldn't play tricks on you. So that you pop that through like this. Remember, you could be still 2 or 3 days walk with this animal. Right. So that's why you've got to, and then you use a shin bone to lock it in place. So traditionally you're by yourself, so you drag the animal up onto something like that, and then you sit down. Yep. And you whip your things on.
And you put your arms through here.
Yep, right? The arms exactly through like a Just when you're getting started, you put your hood on. Yep. Okay. So, okay. Okay, now you stand up. You all right? Yep.
It's a little floppy.
Good work. Okay, so now you'll see these here are really important because you can use it and you can also use your elbows, right? Now there's another thing that you always do with it is obviously that gun's safe. You put your gun on top of the deer and then that way you can keep everything, your gun and everything in.
Right.
Now, just because of the purposes of your camera gear, we'll carry your pack for you.
Thank you.
But if you're just typically hunting, you'd have a pack like this.
Right.
You stick that in the cavity of the deer.
Ah.
Yeah, so that goes in the cavity of the deer.
Yeah.
And you've got your pack put away and it's clean.
Yep.
It's normally clean because you've done a great job of cleaning the animal. You've got your gun, everything there. If it was a trophy animal, you'd also carry the antler in here.
Oh, okay.
But obviously this isn't, so we'll discard the head.
Right.
And we're off.
Let's go.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Stoney Creek Hunting Gear. It's in the blood. Loa Boots, simply more. Silver Willow Taxidermy, see the difference. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters.
So pretty amazing day so far, Brent, and the weather's held out, but you were saying last week you had almost 7 inches of rain here in a couple hours?
Yeah, we did. We had a huge amount of rain in a very short space of time, so.
Well, what that kind of leads back to is Kiwis, no hunting clothing. I mean, you guys face some of the most extreme conditions in the world, and I know when Vanessa and I were here 2 years ago hunting with Gerald Flirty, we were introduced to Stoney Creek clothing and just loved what we saw, so we ended up buying some, and kind of since then have developed a relationship with you. And tell us a little bit about your company.
I mean, when you pull down Stoney Creek to the smallest thing, we're all about maximising your experience. So we want to be able to purpose build a product for whatever application it is that you're going to use it, and really understand what that is going to be used for, and think about all the different things that that hunter will need to make their experience the best that it can be.
Yeah, well, I know when we looked at the clothing, like we saw some shortfalls in what was available in North America, and kind of looked at your clothing and went, holy, like, this is really well suited for North America as well. And
yeah, it's pretty exciting. We totally believe that our products can perform in North America as well as what they can in New Zealand.
Yeah, I guarantee you they can, because we've been using them hard for a couple of years. And no, it's amazing clothing. But I like it. Sometimes you hear about a big corporation and you think it's this big faceless, nameless corporation. But I mean, you're a guy who just loves to hunt and fish, aren't you?
Yeah, we're just mad on it. And I think Stoney Creek, as long as I'm always involved, will be an approachable company, an approachable brand. And we've got people that are extremely passionate about what we do. We have some amazing discussions around what's right and what's wrong, and we test it, and we love testing it ourselves, as well as we've got a great wider team like yourselves that are testing products all around the world. So we're all passionate people when it comes to outdoors.
Well, and that's the truth. And I mean, where else can you just kind of show up on the owner's doorstep and he drops everything and we go fallow deer hunting? So that's been pretty amazing. But I have to say, it's we're covered in mud and dirt and everything today, so we're not maybe representing it closer. No. Maybe this is the way they should be represented. Yeah,
but that's what we do. Like, it's not always textbook, and the weather's not always textbook, and we've got to think about that. So we've got to have products that can be adaptable, and we're not all the same either. So as people, we're all different, and we do different things, and so it's about us trying to understand how we can accommodate all of that to have a great experience.
When you make it so easy for people to order, I mean, I know like a lot of our friends and people we know have ordered clothing from you. Shipping is super reasonable, and they're getting it in less than a week in some cases.
It's crazy. It takes longer to fly there, doesn't it, ourselves? So,
No, appreciate it, Brent, and I appreciate you taking some time. I mean, this is great, and sun's starting to shine. We got some goats on a hill over here. So.
Yeah, we've got some goats, and I do believe the deer will pop their noses out shortly too, and I think you've got a bit of a big carry coming up, haven't you?
Well, no, because Vanessa already proved that Canadians can carry deer.
She
so
did.
I don't need to now.
She did. She did.
Let's go check them out.
Okay, let's get into it.
So, final morning here with Brent and Brooke and Miles, and Brooke and Brent are going to take the four-wheelers down with all their gear, and I guess we're going on a little bit of a hike, are we, Miles?
Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure if we've got the good job or the bad job, but we've made a good mess in there, so I think we're heading in the right direction.
So we're going to do this, the track kind of goes all the way around and out, so the first part we're going to probably be looking for fallow deer, and then there's a big slope over there we saw a bunch of goats on yesterday, and I think Vanessa still has her heart set on a goat, so I've got the rifle till we get to the goat mountain, and then I guess Vanessa gets it and I'll get the camera. Spotted 3 big bucks up on top of the hill right above camp, of course, but 469 yards, but that's about as close as we're going to get, I think.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine. Deluxe wall tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions. Midland Radios, communication for every adventure.
Yeah, in the head.
Long shot. 3 nice bucks together.
Okay, I'm on him. There goes the other ones.
So you never know what's going to happen. We're just hunting the traditional Kiwi way here. These aren't big trophy hunts or anything like this. This is strictly meat hunting, and you saw Vanessa shot a nice spiker yesterday, and we packed it out, or she packed it out. Use the royal we there. She packed it out all by herself the traditional Kiwi way. So yeah, so we've spotted 3 really good bucks up top the hill there, and couldn't get any closer than 438 yards. So shot one, I'm pretty sure it was a solid hit, and then another one came out, and these guys need some more meat, so I took a shot at him too, and I think I got him as well, so we might be busy today. So we picked up blood right away on the top, and you can see there's just oodles and oodles of blood here. He's just pouring it out, and Sika's just been following the blood, and we got a dead fallow deer just down at the bottom here. Of course, he ran into the nastiest brambles he could, but we'll go down there and take a look at him, and maybe Vanessa can carry him out of here for me. She has practice. Come on down. Well, Miles, that was well spotted. It always pays to look behind, doesn't it?
Right place, right time. Good, well-placed shot. No wind today, so it makes it a bit easier for us.
Yeah, well, it was a good deal. And I mean, like I say, we're not long-range shooters by any means, but when opportunity presents itself, it's nice to have the gear to do it. And this Rapid Z system and the Zeiss really does that. It just makes it simple. He was 438 yards. I put number 4 on him, and I got him good. But yeah, we're here with the folks from Stoney Creek, and we just really want to thank them and You know, they talk about how the whole company's just like a family, and I think we're feeling like part of that family right now. We showed up, they've just done everything to make our hunt great, and came together this morning, and we still got to get to Auckland sometime tonight and catch a plane in the morning to South Island. So better work on getting this guy out of here and go see if we can find that other one. Well, we left Brent and Vanessa with the other deer, and Miles and I came over looking for this one, and he died in a beauty spot there, didn't he?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he couldn't have died in a worse spot. This horse here is pretty nasty, and he is right in the middle of it. But hopefully I can reach through and grab a leg, and we'll drag it to the top. But another good shot.
Well, Miles, that wasn't far to drag it, but it was a tough drag.
Yeah, it's always a mistake dragging deer uphill.
I know Breck told us earlier I always shoot him above the track, but that didn't account for dragging it to the top of the hill.
Nah.
But we thought this was a spike when I shot it, but he's actually broke both of his main beams right off. And we got down there and it was like, holy man, that's a big bodied spike, and that's why, because he did have a lot more antler at one time, but Brent needed some meat, so we decided to shoot, and this is just a traditional New Zealand meat hunt here, and I want to thank the whole gang at Stoney Creek for lining this up just last minute, and it has been truly one of the most fun adventures we've ever been on. So this is Ben, and Ben, you've been gracious enough to allow us to come hunt up here in this beautiful, beautiful part of New Zealand. Tell us a little bit about this.
Oh, kia ora. This is Paitoa block. It's just over 4,000 hectares. It belonged to us from the beginning, way back when I first came here. But this is only a small block to some of the blocks. Probably 95% of the land between Wanganui and Taumaranui is owned by iwi.
Oh wow. So what's most of this land used for now?
Honey. Honey's the big thing.
Yeah.
Honey. We have 600 hives on here over the season.
Oh wow. Yeah. So it's good for the wildlife then too.
Yeah, it's good for the wildlife. One of the visions we have for this block, we've only had it back 12 months, is to try and get some more deer going and do what you guys are doing. Bring people in, you know, let them shoot a couple of venison and enjoy the experience, go home. The biggest theme for us as iwi is the river.
Okay.
The river. I don't know if the river claim that we've just signed off with the Crown. Still not sure how we've done it. The river is a legal personality, has a legal personality.
Oh wow.
Yeah, first time in the world that's ever happened.
Well, it has been an incredible experience, and I want to thank you so much for allowing us to enjoy it.
It's not a problem.
Oh, thank you so much.
These companies have provided products and services that are critical to hunts conducted on Outdoor Quest TV. Check us out online at OutdoorQuestTV.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.